DJ, cause that's my DJ. I said go DJ, cause that's my DJ.
No one cares about the XXL Freshmen anymore. Here's why. I sure don't care.
XXL is a very popular magazine in the hip-hop space, but they are especially known for their annual freshman classes.
Chat, what was the best year of XXL? What was the best year? What was the best year? What was the best year?
Every year they release a list of 10 artists that are on the rise, doing all sorts of content with them, but people have always gravitated towards the ciphers.
I think, because everybody always say 2016, but I feel like 2016 is definitely up there. But, exactly, 2020, I was just about to say that. 2020 is up there as well, though. I ain't gonna lie, though. After 2020, that's when it got bad. Like, that's when it went downhill. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, 2016 is goated. You cannot beat that. That cipher was crazy. But I feel like 2020... I feel like 2020 was up there too, though. No cap. I don't know why people never mention 2020. Like, it's always 2016. I understand the 2016 vibes, but come on, bro.
Annual freshman lists and ciphers have always generated a lot of buzz. However, it seems like people's interest is dwindling. Since 2016, the views on the ciphers in particular have gone down 98%. Just recently, they released the 2023 ciphers, and it has been met with a lot of negative reception. So after looking into it, I've come up with 3 reasons as to why interest in XXL has declined over the years. But first, to understand, we have to go way back to when XXL was just a small magazine. In 1997, Reggie Dennis, Robert Marriott, and James Bernard started XXL. These 3 were all previously editors from The Source, which was another magazine in the hip-hop space. For a while, XXL lived in the shadow of The Source, and the 2 magazines even had some beef. They also actually had some beef with Eminem, who was upset at them because they said they don't do articles on white rappers, but after he blew up, they did a story on him saying he was a culture vulture and a KKK member. So he dissed them on the song Marshall Mathers with some pretty hilarious lines. Funnily enough, XXL actually responded to the diss by putting Eminem on the cover of one of their magazines, which is pretty crazy. Anyways, the first issue that XXL ever released was a double cover with Master P and Jay-Z. In the early 2000s, XXL began reaching higher heights and becoming a much more important magazine in the hip-hop community. They had made up with Eminem and sort of began to replace The Source in popularity. Paul Cantor of Medium.com said that by the time he started writing for XXL in 2004, things were booming. Meanwhile, the internet was becoming much more popular, and by 2007 there were a ton of blogs in the hip-hop space popping up. XXL was on top of things though, and created a website to publish articles very quickly. They were able to maintain relevance through this quick adaptation. Then in 2008, after almost 9 years of working there, the chief editor of XXL, Elliot Wilson, was let go from the company, but not before leaving behind a crucial idea. Elliot, along with his staff, came up with the iconic annual freshman class list, which would be what XXL is best known for today. Elliot Wilson and the rest of the staff at XXL released the first issue of the freshman class in 2007. Vanessa Sadden, the current chief editor of XXL, said that they were tired of putting the same faces and big artists on their covers, so they wanted to showcase newer artists on the scene. The 2007 class featured artists like Lupe Fiasco, Lil Boosie, Plies, and more. The first freshman class was simply a magazine with no extra online content, as they were just kind of getting into the digital world. In 2008, they didn't release a freshman class issue, likely because Elliot Wilson left that year. Then in 2009, Vanessa Sadden became the chief editor of XXL, and she was clearly invested in all of the different mediums of content that XXL was putting out.
And you've got to double up on content. You've got to be able to do content for a daily basis and then for a monthly basis. What you do for a website is a whole different thing than what you do for a magazine. You treat the content differently. So you just have to be familiar with what you're creating and for what audience your audiences are, based on whether it's the magazine or the website, because they can be the same audience or they can be different.
So likely under her direction in the 2009 freshman class issue, they put out much more.
Yo, I started reacting to the XXL, I think I started back in 2018. I think that was the first time I ever did a XXL. I think it was 2018 if I'm not mistaken though. I wish I was on YouTube back in 2016, bro. Damn.
more content with the artists. They put out 3 covers with different artists like Wale, B.O.B., Kid Cudi, and more. However, it was...
Now, I was on YouTube back in 2016, but I wasn't doing music content, though. I was doing basketball content. I wasn't doing music content.
Also the first year where they released a cappella freestyles with each artist. They also released a freestyle with Asher Roth, Charles Hamilton, and Mickey Fax, who were actually freestyling, going back and forth, having fun, with a beat playing in the background.
Like I told him, so go ahead and handle it.
Yo, hats off to Ash Roth. Now it's time for me to blast off astronaut.
Kid Cudi even popped in for a quick bar. And while it wasn't technically the first cypher, it essentially set the foundation for what would happen in the coming years. Following that, in 2010, they had one of their best freshman classes ever that would really set a precedent going forward. Vanessa had stated in interviews that they wanted to get artists that were set to blow and show a lot of longevity, without them having a debut studio album out with a record label. She had also mentioned that the freshman class is the XXL staff's opinions about which artists are up next.
Well, that went left, because half of the people on the XXL Freshmen, like, you could tell, like, after this, they wasn't going to be a nobody. Like, the girl from 2020, she showed her talent on XXL, but it didn't show after that, you know what I'm saying? I forgot her name. I think it was Chibu, something like that. She went crazy on the XXL, you feel me, back in 2020. But moving forward, I never heard one thing from her, you know what I'm saying? But other people did use this platform and actually did grow, you know what I'm saying? Chica, that's her name, Chica. Yes, Chica. She did her thing back in 2020, bro. With the XXL, she did her thing. But after that, it was just like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. She got controversy, nobody like her. What happened? But like I said, other artists do use this moment and really grasp it and really grow, you know what I'm saying? But other people just be on it and then don't do nothing, you know what I'm saying? I can name a few people that was on this list that was just a part of the magazine that never participated in anything. They were just happy to be a part of history, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. They were just a part of history. It was nothing else, bro.
Next, and that it wasn't entirely objective or voted in by fans. So with that in mind, I think XXL was right on the money when they chose artists like J. Cole, Nipsey Hussle, Wiz Khalifa, Freddie Gibbs, J-Rock, and many more for the 2010 freshman class. As far as content goes, they released the magazine along with the acapella freestyles with each artist. The next year, XXL would make another significant change that would become quite iconic in years to come, and that was the release of the freshman ciphers. The 2011 class featured plenty of great picks like Mac Miller, Lil B, Kendrick Lamar, YG, and Meek Mill. They released a ton of extra content like the roundtable interviews.
The XXL freshman cover is that one thing that you always strive for when you start really getting serious, when you like always would get the cover and you'd be like, one day maybe I'm gonna be on there, and it's just wild to actually be on there.
Right. You know what I mean? Because we coming up, we look at this magazine, you know what I mean? This the shit. We gotta jump on it, and to even be in it and then be on it, that's amazing.
And of course, the ciphers. Pretty quickly, the XXL freshman list became a staple in hip-hop culture, signifying that an artist was on the come-up and was up next. They were only a couple years in and were pretty accurate with their picks. XXL was also a very popular magazine by this time, so the freshman list had some extra credibility.
If you are nominated to be on this cover, that's like a form of acclamation saying that you're on your way up the ladder.
They were so popular and important that people would argue
now they just picking anybody. Like, they're just picking random people, bro. Like, Too Rare don't belong on that list, bro. I don't care what nobody say. This shit really showed you that XXL is really just picking anybody. Like, they cooked. They're done, bro. Like, I don't know who's behind XXL. I don't know who's running this. But for the past 3 years, y'all been horrible, bro. Bad. Like, nobody want to be a part of this. Nobody even want to listen or watch it. You know what I'm saying? Because the artists that you're picking is just like,
every single year over who should have made the list. And the controversy really helped the list become even more popular.
Personally, I'm gonna speak my mind.
Please.
I think a lot of the motherfuckers on the list is corny as
Some lists were definitely better than others, but XXL was fairly accurate and was able to pick artists that would have longevity. In 2012, they had picks like Future, Danny Brown, French Montana, MGK, and more. They also introduced the ability for fans to vote for the 10th spot winner, who in 2012 was Iggy Azalea. 2013 was stacked with artists like Schoolboy Q, Joey Badass, Ab-Soul, Logic, Travis Scott, and even Chief Keef. Chief Keef actually couldn't make the shoot since he was in jail, so they had to edit him into the cover. In 2014, XXL featured freshmen such as Chance the Rapper, Lil Bibby, Ty Dolla $ign, Kevin Gates, Lil Durk, Isaiah Rashad, and more. Another fun fact is that XXL had also been releasing mixtapes with these artists from 2010 to 2014, and I'm not sure why they stopped, but I think it'd be really cool if they brought it back. Also in 2014, they stopped releasing physical magazines, instead opting to go fully digital. In 2015, they released the Freshmen cover with artists like Fetty Wap, Vince Staples, Rory, and more.
Damn, everybody on that list done though, bro. Except for Gucci Mane though, and Bobby Shmurda, I guess. But everybody on this list, nowhere to be found, bro. Damn.
2015, they released the Freshmen cover with artists like Fetty Wap, Vince Staples, Rory, and more. However, in 2016, something happened that would change XXL forever. In 2016, XXL released their freshman class list featuring 21 Savage, Kodak Black, Denzel Curry, Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Dicky, Anderson .Paak, G Herbo, Dave East, Designer, and the 10th spot winner, Lil Yachty. At first, there were a lot of people who were upset because there weren't as many lyricists on the list like there had usually been. The list was full of a bunch of mumble rappers, if you guys remember that ancient phrase. Regardless, they released the ciphers for these artists, and they were again met with many mixed reviews. A lot of people at first clowned and made memes about the artists and their ciphers, with people even writing up articles saying it was the worst cipher of all time. If only they knew what was coming. However, something stuck out about this cipher. Of course, I'm referring to the one with 21, Kodak, Denzel, Uzi, and Yachty. You guys know what I'm talking about. They seem to be having a ton of fun. They all had really good chemistry, and the verses were all actually pretty solid. Uzi's verse shouting everyone out, everyone smiling in the background, everyone ad-libbing each other during one another's verses, Kodak making fun of the beat and everyone laughing, and I think everyone had some memorable lines. It was a super fun cipher with amazing chemistry that we don't see in a lot of the other ciphers. The only ciphers I think that come close in this sort of chemistry and fun energy are the ones with Kendrick and Lil B, Lil Durk and Ty Dolla $ign cipher, and the one in 2009, which wasn't even really a cipher. Everything from the cipher to the cover for the 2016 class was perfect, especially the tagline, "The New Wave," because after looking back in retrospect, they really were. However, the 2016 freshman class was in some way a double-edged sword. On one hand, it would eventually make people much more interested in the XXL freshman list, hoping that they would see some more fun ciphers and other great content surrounding their favorite artists. But it also brings me with my first reason as to why XXL is declining, and that is because, on the other hand, it likely set people's expectations way too high for what would happen in future ciphers. The chemistry, variety, and overall fun in the 2016 ciphers weren't very common beforehand, and they weren't super common afterwards, leading people to be disappointed with the upcoming ciphers. They also got very lucky with their picks because pretty much everyone from that class went on to have a very successful career, and they haven't really been able to replicate that on most of the more recent classes.
That's a fact, and I feel like only 2020 you can really say only 2020, like everybody on that list really doing their thing for her, you know what I'm saying? But besides that, word.
Regardless, the 2016 ciphers have the most views on average than any other class. Following the hype of the 2016 freshman class, XXL came through again with a lot of solid picks for 2017. Although a handful of artists from that class wouldn't go on to be as big as the 2016 class, they still featured people like X, Amine, Playboi Carti, and others. At the time though, these artists were super hot, and these ciphers became the second most viewed on average out of all of the others. X's cipher in particular went viral after his interesting verse. Aside from that though, this class and these ciphers were a lot of fun. However, in 2018, the freshman class would highlight yet another issue that I think is causing people to lose interest in XXL. One thing that had become much more evident in ciphers with artists like Fetty Wap, Designer, Carti, and now most of the 2018 class is that rap is changing. A lot of artists are less reliant on lyricism and instead focus on production, vocals, and melodies to make a good track. This is very evident in Pump.
You forgot dancing too. they not focused on no lyrics, melody, production. Niggas is focused on dancing, brother, man. You forgot that one. Niggas want to dance, bro. They want to shake them hips. They want to, you know what I'm saying? They rather showcase they can dance rather than showcase they can rap.
Black Boy, and Perp Cypher. They were having a lot of fun and had great chemistry, but they weren't good at all. They all did see success in their careers though, because their strengths were in their ability to write catchy hooks and rely heavily on their production. As Medium.com says, if they really want to get things right, and if they really want to be relevant and respectful of modern music, XXL magazine needs to do what responsible leaders do when traditions become archaic and outdated. They need to highlight the talents of the artist past only lyricism. And this is a really good point, because a lot of artists nowadays in the rap scene aren't as reliant on lyricism as previous rappers were. Of course, I can't ignore Jid and Ski's cypher, as they both had great verses and are—
Oh my god, I forgot about Jid, bro. I forgot about my boy JID and Ski, bro.
much better fit for a cypher, but the rest I can't say the same about. 2019 had a solid freshman class too, with artists like Cordae, Megan Thee Stallion, Rico Nasty, DaBaby, and others. However, a few artists on this list like Blueface, Lil Mosey, and YK Osiris helped demonstrate the idea that cyphers don't work out for every artist. The 2020 list was also very solid, featuring artists like Polo G, Jack Harlow, NLE Choppa, Rod Wave, and many more great picks. The cyphers were actually pretty good, and even the more melodic artists performed very well. I don't think anyone really even had a bad verse. The beats—
exactly, bro. 2020 is up there, bro. And then what can I can agree when he said some of these artists are not made for cyphers, bro. Prime example, Friday. The nigga started singing on a beat that, like, it didn't fit his style of music, you know what I'm saying? It was just, he embarrassed himself, but at the same time, you can't get mad at him, bro. Why? Because that's not his strength, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's not his strength. He's a pop artist. Yes, gospel. You know what I'm saying? He make catchy hooks. I get it. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, you got to give, you know, it's not really his fault. It's the producer for his XXL fault. But at the same time, if you're an artist, you got to know your strength, bro. You going to get in the mic and start singing knowing this is not your type of beat, bro? That's just first-hand embarrassment right there, bro.
were catered to them, and it was a really good class. It was actually the last round of ciphers to average 10 million or more views, and from there it would be downhill. Following the 2020 freshman class, views on the ciphers and overall interest began to decline. In 2021, the class featured artists like Ian Dior, 42 Doug, Pooh Shiesty, and others. These ciphers averaged 75% less views than the previous four. In 2022, the freshman class featured Babytron, Saucy Santana, Sofego, Nardo Wick, and more. This class again wasn't terrible, but it wasn't as good compared to the previous classes and had even less views on average than the previous year. And now we get to this year's freshman class, which has been facing a ton of criticism. The class had artists like Glorilla, Central C, La Tyler, and more. The announcement video had less views than any other announcement video before. All you gotta do is look at the like ratios and the comments to get an idea of how fans are feeling. And I think I've come up with a reason for this lack.
Bro, Central C was a part of this class, bro, and this nigga is doing freestyles with Drake that did 4 million in a day and a half or 2 days, bro. While overall, the XXL views probably did 1 million or 2, bro. Like, that's crazy, bro.
Of interest. So my third and final reason for the decline of
crazy thing about it, On The Radar is coming up. You know what I'm saying? The XXL is a bigger platform than On The Radar. But Central C and Drake is just so big. Well, Drake itself is so big. Central C is, you know what I'm saying? He's coming up for sure. But they went 4 million views, bro. The XXL probably got 2, 3, maybe not even 3, probably 1 or 2 mil combined though. You know what I'm saying? Combined. Drake and Central C did that in one video though. Remember that, gang?
XXL is because rap in general is kind of getting stale. Now before you get mad at me, hear me out real quick. At first I was gonna say that picks recently have been weak, but then I thought, who else could they really pick? A lot of big artists to come out recently like Yeet or Ice Spice have declined XXL, so there really weren't too many other options. No matter who XXL picked, there aren't a lot of artists right now that are going to blow up to a big mainstream level, and that's not even the artist's fault. Recently, rap has been declining statistically. An article from Billboard states that rap has slightly dipped in its musical market share as other genres like rock and country have been growing quite a bit. And of course, I'm not trying to make this stupid argument that rap is dead like like I've seen a lot of other outlets do. I just think there aren't many new artists blowing up to a mainstream level right now. The first rap album to go #1 this year was 6 Months In from Lil Uzi Vert, which kind of demonstrates the fact that artists who were previously successful will still pull numbers, but there aren't just as many new guys doing that. In the early 2010s,
yeah, that play a role too, bro. Rap itself, bro, is really bad, bro. Like when Gunna dropped his album, bro, I think he was the first artist this year that got on the Billboard, something like that. He did crazy numbers when he first dropped that album, A Gift and a Curse, and it was just like, yo, that's crazy, bro. Like we damn near 6-7 months into the year, you telling me somebody that's damn near, blackballed from the industry went Billboard, was the first artist to do it, but he quote unquote, getting blackballed by the industry? Like, at this point, where is rap, where is hip hop going towards right now, bro? It's just not, like, the fans, like, we're doing bad, bro, because we're listening to a lot of BS, bro. We listen to niggas that's not even making sense in music, bro, because while we like the beat, we like how they dance. And I feel like TikTok is a big problem too, bro. No funny jump. Niggas don't care about music, bro. They care about going viral. They care about getting on TikTok. They care about their music being played on TikTok, bro. And I think that's the biggest issue right now, bro. If you ask me, I think that's the biggest issue, bro. TikTok, bro. Everybody want to make music for TikTok. They want everybody to dance their shit because they want their music to go viral, bro. Like, and then everybody want to make these catchy songs that have no replay value. You hear it one time, you get on TikTok, you just listen to that one bar. Like, it's getting bad, bro. It's getting bad, bro. Let the music speak for itself. You know what I'm saying? Let me give you an example, though. Shout out to my boy Rilo. Rilo went crazy, right? His album. He dropped an album called Ben One, right? And he got this viral song that's going viral right now called Equal Dirt. But it went viral by accident, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't intentional. He didn't make that song for TikTok. It just shows you that this is where hip-hop is going towards, you know what I'm saying? He didn't make that song for TikTok. He was just telling a story on that song. And it just happened to go viral because why? That's what niggas like nowadays, bro. Niggas' attention span is very short. You feel me? Granted, I mean, it's funny. It went viral. I mean, I'm laughing to it. Like, I like it, but it's just like, that just shows you that this is where music is going towards, bro. Niggas care about that one line, that catchy line. You know what I'm saying? So they can make a video about it. You know what I'm saying? It's bad, bro. I mean, it helps the artist, but it just doesn't help the culture, bro. It doesn't, because now it just seems like you care about money and shit like that, bro.
You had scenes with artists like Mac Miller, Kendrick, Drake, J. Cole, and others blowing up. In the mid-2010s, you had the SoundCloud era with Uzi, Cardi, X, Juice WRLD, and people like that blowing up. And in the late 2010s, we had people like Roddy, Polo G, DaBaby, and others blowing up. But this decade, I'd argue that we haven't really seen any scenes like that blowing up to a mainstream level. Of course, there are little pockets like Detroit rap, the opium sound, the drill sound, but there really hasn't been one scene that's taken over the mainstream. And that's perfectly okay. I'm not blaming the artists or the community or the fans. I think that things need to get a little bit stagnant so that people want to hear something new. So I'm really just saying all this to dissuade hate from the newer artists on the new covers. I don't think the freestyles were bad. I think a lot of them make pretty good music. I just think the whole genre or scene as a whole isn't as interesting to mainstream listeners as it has been. Of course, I'm sure this will change. I think rap is going
because nobody know who they are, bro. And then when they get on this platform to actually show their talent, they fumble. You know what I'm saying? They fumble, bro. XXL is all about exposure, bro. It's about, you know what I'm saying? You're coming up. You know what I'm saying? So you're broadening your music to a broader, community. You know what I'm saying? So when you get on a XXL and you show your talent like this, it's just like, yo, bro, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? A nigga like Too Rare get on this and start dancing. A nigga, Boston Richie, like, what are you saying on your, what are you, like, what? Sleazy Where I Go did pretty okay, but his rhyme schemes was all over the place. It's just like, yo, bro, you're blowing up. You get on this platform, and then you're not showcasing, like, you're not doing nothing, bro. You just, like, so some people may sound good, because, nah, bro.
To be one of the top dog genres, just as it has been for the last few decades, and I think it'll be like that for quite a while. So in my opinion, because of the high standards set in 2016, the outdated style of ciphers in general, and the overall disinterest in the rap scene from mainstream listeners.
And I think that's facts too. 2016 did set a very, very high standards though. But you could look back in 2020, they still did they thing. I just feel like it's the artists at this point, and it's the XXL who's picking these artists. And then at the same time, it's hip hop. The culture is dying. You know what I'm saying? Because we accepting all this BS and all this foolishness. That's not quote unquote music for real, bro. It's not. It's not. Like, that shit will be, it's cool for today, but tomorrow that shit is gone. Let's bring back the real music. You know what I'm saying? Bars, dissing, going back and forth. The drill shit is getting boring too, bro. That's why a lot of people is listening to Opium.
Is why the XXL freshman list has been on a decline. But like I said, it isn't all bad, and I'm sure a new sound will come out and captivate mainstream fans and bring a whole lot more interest to these artists, and I'm sure that XXL will be on top of it, just like they have been in previous years. Let me know down below in the comments if you disagree with me.
I hope so, bro. And the artists from 2020 not dropping. Facts, bro. Facts. And then a lot of these artists are not dropping too, bro. Like, I just don't get it, man. But hopefully next year, bro, because I'm going to give, no funny, I'm going to give the XXL one more chance. Because you can't entirely blame the XXL, but I'm going to give y'all one more chance, bro. Do better. Just do better, bro.